told that we are starting at 5 o'clock. It's not lecture, right? Since you follow the campus, it was kind of an interactive session. I'll be talking very freely, and also you got to understand there are certain rules in the game. I know that you have difficulty, but it's not like me. I want to keep space until ahead of time. That's okay. And I think some people who talk from like me and when you wait here, no problem. That's okay, right? I'm not punishing. I'm just making sure that because Sri Lankans have the habit of last rows. I know there are two guys in the last row and they want to leave the children, so no problem, right? Then we I'm not very comfortable at all. Can just fix on me. Well, you have already started some lectures. No, understand? It's not like that, right? I'm not certain question. I need some answers. You don't give answers. Somebody who knows the answer, please know. You know it, please try to train you to become professional in the field for the last 4, 5, 6, 7 years. I know, wrong, right? But we need responsibility. How many years old is this? Alright? I'm 13 years old. So if you are going told as super tuition, at least by now you should know what financial is all about. Right? I'm going to time, put it off, put it off, put it off. For whatever reason, suddenly from well, hey, if I'm not a child engineer, I'll not be able to perhaps also I got to register in the new company in the software and I'll be in the second category to something. And they are whatever more feeling warmly welcome to our course. You are neglected for some whatever reason. It is entirely your personal, right? But still, we are happy that at least now people have thought that these goods have become profitable.
Full members of the Institute of Business. Right. So, welcome guests, and there's a rule here. I hope you can read this also. Those who are coming now, hey, my dear friend, you read this? Array coverage the Gyano, yeah? Whatever anything. Right? Hey, Mr. Fernando. No, not Fernando, right? I'm sorry, I'm Fernando. Hey, you see this? You see this? No. You're not blind, right? If you're blind, please look at the board. एक बनाना है तो लोग भी बना के आएंगे बना के सबको करने को तीन लो हाँ look up and look okay right so we start and I'm a very friendly lecturer I'm sorry I'm a very friendly guy I said this is not lecture 99% of the time I'm your friend okay understood yes good. There's 1% left 1% half a percent I'm your general you know general in the army no questions can be asked once the general gives an order you have to execute everybody and the other half of the time I'm your school master you know what school masters do those days we used to have it I'll punish you if you don't cooperate right now I'm going to play my general role okay put your hands up put your hands up higher you can definitely raise your hands higher than that no higher come young lady come sari in blue come forward if you don't come you will get punished come I'm sorry okay I'm seeing you now man tell your name Lucky what's your name where are you working where okay you know what she did as most of you saw if you don't mind please go there and do it for others to see because others wouldn't have seen those who in front okay I'll just really mind tell you okay no do sit down I told raise your hand you raise your hand right and I said high what do you do okay what do you do what you're sitting come okay you can go and sit she is the leader of the group right as engineers we want leaders of that caliber I gave a command I think it's a command she tried to execute the command to the best of her ability so engineers should try to do everything to the best of their ability number one number two all of you thought in the same framework for your mind she thought out of the box we need engineers who think out of the box not the same old routine and just the way everybody does things she was thinking out of the box and tried to see what is he telling you right and the third thing she took the initiative and she showed that she's a leader so I saw another guy standing up after that which she can be so these are three basic prerequisites of a good professionally qualified mature engineer try to do everything to the best of your ability stretching your limits getting out of your comfort zone you all guys want to be in the comfort zone seated nice in the jacket and go she wanted to get up away from the comfort zone sexually. If you want to achieve something. Number two, think out of the box. Number three, be a leader. You want leader, you want engineer, you are going to be leader. Okay, that's just by way of introduction. A small icebreaker if you would like to call it. And I'm happy she's a lady engineer from TV where I worked for a long period of time. So thank you. Anyway, I don't give you a round of applause. Everybody. Nice. Okay, let's get it long. Right. Who is an engineer? An engineer is a professional practitioner of engineering, obviously, concerned with applying scientific knowledge mathematics. Unlike an unquote certain phrase. Scientific knowledge, mathematics, and ingenuity to develop solutions for technical problems. Engineers design materials, structures, machines, and systems, but considering the limitations imposed by practicality, safety, cost, and now I would add the word environment. Right? You have to work within limits of cost, practicality, safety, and the environment is there. Right? The word engineer is derived from the Latin root ingenium, meaning cleverness. The people are very clever. Already, the very fact that you are here today says that you belong to the category of clever people. If you are clever, what do you do? A school master role and perhaps part of my general role, you pat your back. Come on! Pat your back! Pat your own back! Am I saying something you can't understand? Do you want me to shout further? Please, pat your own back. Come on. Everybody. Pat your own back. Please. Louder. Remember, you guys are clever guys. If you don't want to show that you are clever guys, what's the use of it? That's a great thing. I have read a story also, but I will not say the story. It says, if you don't blow your own trumpet, you have seen this trumpet, right? Trumpet. If you don't blow your own trumpet, others will make it a spittoon. You know what a spittoon is? It's correct. So if you don't show up yourself, what you are capable of, what you are clever at, others will start doing it. You want that to happen to you? No way. Remember, the very fact that you have become engineers, you have scientific knowledge, mathematics, and on top of that, you must have the engineering. The very word engineer is derived from the word engineer, which means clever. You guys are very clever to begin with. Now let's show that you are clever, right? Engineers are grounded in applied sciences, and their work in research and development is distinct from basic research focus of scientists. The work of engineers forms the link between scientific discoveries and the applications that meet the needs of society and the companies in the world. For a scientist, for an engineer, what is the weight of this bottle? Come on. I keep on telling you, I'm not talking to a set of dumb fellows. Mister, can you come here, please? Can you come here, please, sir? Okay. What is the weight of this bottle? For an engineer? Huh? Don't come here, please. What does it say? You can't come? Alright, good. Thank you that you said sorry. Take back. Very seldom people say sorry. Okay, final time. Okay. Final. Still alright. I think it will be too much. Ready? Okay? For time is what I'm doing. For a scientist, what is the reason for? For a scientist, what is the reason for? Hey, huh? Huh? Sorry? Measure what? Total man? Total man? No, I'm just asking you, see the way they will analyze each material in this model, right? Even the H2O, they will start analyzing now what impurities are there. They will come out with the figure of, let's say, 523.62954532.1.8. To the dot is correct. To the dot is correct. That is correct. For us, practical engineers, just planet gas, planetary gas, perfectly all right. Right? So these are basic difference between scientists and engineers. Unfortunately, I should have brought that because you did not finish them. I have read a technical paper written by a chartered engineer of the IASL who on top of that has got even a doctorate. I have the paper with me, not here today. Whereas he is writing his paper, in a paper, the moisture content of the raw clay that is being used for producing tile is 20 point, remember, please hold your breath, 11 decimal places percent. 11 decimal places percent. What should that engineer be? Where should that engineer be? He should be in the analytical segment, not in any field. So when I asked him and challenged him, he said, so that came out of the same place there. That came out of the same place there. So that means our engineering knowledge has gone down to the level of being dictated by an idiotic computer. So please remember, my friend, you guys are going to be mature, fully qualified, professionally qualified engineers, where people are going to look up to you, and a lot of young engineers are going to look up to you and learn from you. Don't make this kind of silly mistake. Don't show that you are no more than a scientist. You guys are engineers. You just pattern your back and say, I'm a clever guy. Show you are clever. It's a very important, small thing. Right? So I think you understood what I mean by the practicality and the limitations and so on and so forth, but you must meet the needs of society. That you are there for. Maybe the doctors also meet the needs of society because they cure. Right? But I will not go any further about this. But we want you to be engineers who are ready to serve the society, ready to meet the needs of society. The central focus of engineering profession is the application of scientific knowledge to meet the basic societal needs. So your domain is here. What does it look like? What does it look like? Please. I want people asking, right? Don't give me very scientific answer. What does that engineering segment look like? Huh? No, I don't want theory. Simple answer. What does it look like? No. What does it look like? Please. What does it look like? What is the pen? Huh? Something. Now you are. You need to read that board, my dear class. Please read that board. Read that board, please. Right? It looks like an eye. Some people, more answers? Stop. After kind of that. Thanks. What does it look like? I know. What does it look like? I know. See, what I look like. Some people say it's good, right? It is answer. I mean, everybody needs to answer that. Nothing more than I. What does it look like? Tell me. Huh? Ah, right. Hey, read that book. What does it look like? Come on. Everybody, no, 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 no. What does it look like? That's all kids, huh? Wow, good. So anyone, someone. Right? Huh? Rigour. Yeah, good, good. Right? What does it look like? Huh? Huh? Some more interesting answer. And something very common. Thank you. Huh? What is it? No, 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 something very weird. Maybe I have it. Okay. Then? No, no, no. That doesn't look like that. Huh? Something. I don't just agree with that. What does it look like? Thank you. Something. Like a somebody said, like a ball, eye, mouth, yes. It's just the main thing. Look at the engineering part. What does it look like? Again, good. Talk about interesting answers. Right. Okay. That's all I can say. No, no, I don't want theory. Please, don't be offended. I want engineering. What does it look like? I think yesterday was Wednesday already. I was scared to be here. Okay. What does it look like? And that is I'm not talking about engineering part. What does it look like? I'm not talking about self. What is it? Engineering part. No idea what's going on. What is it? That's not there. Doesn't it look like a money? Come on. You guys, engineers, I said we have to feed the needs of society. They are not feeding the society. Somebody is to be feeding the star. Give me all kind of theoretical answers. At least some people think the back looks like another one, yes. But doesn't it look like a money? Simply. So vade is the common man food. If you ask some people, idli. I like idli so much. Idli is not a common man food. Right? Therefore, engineering is for common people and you. He's going to serve the common man. He's going to serve the common man and eat by the common man. Right? No, 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 no. Wait that. Okay. So, engineering is for common people and to meet the needs of the common people. Right? Just keep that in mind. On the other hand, engineers may pursue creative efforts without involving analytical skills, and one may apply analytical skills without entering the domain of creativity. So we are all human beings. We have certain amount of analytical skills, and we also have a lot of creative skills. This young lady, good. The friends are showing you the way, right? No, 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 no. Right? We are creative people. At the same time, because we had done engineering, we have a lot of analytical skills. We are all simple human beings. Some of us have a lot of creativity, some of us have a lot of analytical skills. So when they become engineers, for example, as engineers apply commercial software to solutions of engineering problems, you get a feedback or something. Is it okay? Am I clear with everybody? Do you hear me very clearly? Right? I'm sorry, I don't like this gadget, but can't help it. For example, as engineers apply commercial software to solutions of an engineering problem, the application of analytical skills per se may apply little or no creativity. On the other hand, as an engineer may design an ergonomic office space. I'm sure you know what ergonomics is. is very, which blending with the environment, which is very comfortable, right? That's economic coping skill. You may use very little analytical skill. Hence, let us now look at engineering from these perspectives. So we are only engineers. So we are here. Some of us have more analytical skills. Some of us have more creative skills. Some of us have equally both of these. So though we thought that we are just engineers, now we fall into three categories of it. Those who have a lot of analytical skills, who have a lot of creative skills, and those who have a mixture of both. Now I want you to show your hands off. Who fall into category? Now no one is superior to the other, right? No A, B, C have any hierarchy. They are all engineers. We start off by tapping our own back. So we are all seven guys. We all have scientific knowledge. We all have mathematical skills. So in that context, we have our personal attributes. No one can change that. However much I talk to you, I could change you. Your own inherent skills. So out of these, please take a little. Tell me how many of you fall into the category? Please. Put your hands up. Category A, engineer. Please put your hands up. Be bold and say, I am an analytical engineer. Nothing wrong with that. How many of you fall into category C? A lot of creative skills. Okay. How many of you fall into B? Good. So we have roughly almost equal, a little less analytical people to be expected. Let me tell you. We don't have those guys who say we are analytical engineers. All our buildings will be falling apart now. All our transit lines will be falling apart now. They got to do the analysis and tell us exactly how they will be designed. On the other hand, if you didn't have the people of the category C, we'd only see like palm getting on the building. And no creativity, no. Right? So we need all kinds of engineering. Now let's, I'm not going to go through all this because I have to get on to the main topic. Section A represents the intersection of purely analytical talents with the engineering domain. This may be used to represent the engineering science. An ability to model complex systems and predict their responses to various inputs under various conditions. This segment of engineering has, of course, been the subject of intense development over the last half century and has benefited most directly from the availability of fast digital computing. All of you want to. If I ask you, I think the tallest brick building in the world is what? They claim to be in Sri Lanka what? Brick building, mud building, mud. Jetanara. How long they took to use Jetanara? I have no idea. Say 40 years? Those days? Right? And I asked the civil engineering friend, what I know that the civil guys, some of the guys who are doing research on stresses and space of the structures, right? Please read that. Sorry. Use it. Use it then. Please come on mind. Right. So they may have taken 40 years to design and build it on our. If you want now to analyze the stresses and strains of each of the shears and everything of each of those blocks of bricks, may take about 4 weeks, 2 hours, 4 days, 4 weeks, so on. That is the advancement of analytical skills and because of the use of digital computing. Right? Sector C. Intersection of our creative capacity with the engineering domain can be viewed as representing those sudden intuitive leaps, often responsible for revolutionary advances in technology or significant novelty. as well as those aspects of engineering not yet fully supported by engineering science. That domain that remain more art than a science. I'm sure you have worked in teams, and sometimes you come up with big problems. We all put our brains together and argue, we can't reduce this column in the middle machang. I don't know how to deal with this machang. We all wreck our brains, burn our midnight oil, and we still can't find a solution. Have you seen some guy? Machang, I got the answer. All of a sudden, have you come across that? People, kind of people? They have some kind of theory, training. And if you ask them, why do you think like that? He can't explain. So this is the creativity of the engineer, of your human being, that manifests to find a solution where the analytical people can never find out using just the commercial concept. And finally, we require the B category engineers, the intersection of knowledge and need of meeting both creative and analytical capability can be used to represent engineering design and much real-world problem solving. This sector includes activities ranging from developing innovative products and processes to creating an innovative bridge design to developing a control process for petrochemical production and so on. So I'm going to go into a lot of detail. I'm going to skip some of them. So these are the surrounding sectors you saw. 1, 2, 3. And some of these guys fall in the category of business. Right? They are outside the realm of engineering. They are not being scientific. They are not pursuing scientific careers, studies and methods. But still, we require. Right? Then we require philosophers. People who do art. We don't have art in this world. How boring this world will be. Right? So we engineers can't live without them. And we require politicians who are very creative. At least to do this. Right? So we require them as well. Right? And we require economists who are also very good in analysis. But they will not be scientists and engineers like us. So we require all those kinds of people in our society. But we patted our backs and said, we are the children. Don't forget that. Don't forget that. But engineers should not forget that we cannot ignore the above very real issues in society. Philosophers, all kinds of philosophers, starting from the greatest philosopher, Lord Buddha, they shape our pattern of thinking. Engineers are certainly creative problem solvers. You know why? I'm an engineer, an electrical engineer by that. So when I want to when I'm short of a glass, this is what an engineer will do. Okay? But don't do that, you die. But never mind. This shows what an engineer can turn out of a wasted glass. Now I'll skip some of these things because I'm going to define engineering, but it's not my job to define engineering. Please, I just show these things. These are available in your website perhaps. Go through these things and try to see what is the logical and the classical definition of engineers are. So the largest single entity that governs engineers in the whole world is called ABET. That's Accredited Board of Engineering and Technology of the USA. That is the single largest entity, and they boast. In fact, they boast 24/7, 24/365 days. Their institution is carrying out training programs for engineers worldwide. So which means they should know what they're talking about. So please go and look at this and try to understand who an engineer is. You have already not been told. So this is the famous Industrial Procurement Engineers lab definition of engineering. I'll just go through that very quickly. So we are part of that. Thankful to our past president. I had the good fortune to grant that final certificate in June 2014. We were admitted to the Washington Court, right? So now that has three categories of engineering professionals. We fall into the category of what we call governed by the Washington Court, right? We are supposed to apply knowledge of mathematics, science, engineering fundamentals, and engineering applications as to write something, respective to the solution of complex engineering problems. The only thing that you differ from the other engineering practitioners are that word practitioners, right? Don't forget about them. They are also engineers. Engineering practitioners. I would say engineers. We are supposed to solve complex engineering problems. That's what you are doing. Though you may not have realized, and I'm not going to go into details, please look at this. Then you will understand your responsibility as a professional academic. You are supposed to study, solve complex engineering problems, not simple problems. You allow the others to simple problems to solve the others. I really want to touch on this, or this whole lot of tables are there. The first page over there. That's no. Anyway, no. Yeah, this one. You and I, who fall into that category, cannot be. We solve problems that cannot be resolved without. There's a notice here. Without in-depth engineering knowledge at certain level. But what is important are the last two lines. It says we should strive to solve engineering problems which allows a fundamental base, first principles analytical approach. Now, unfortunately, I may have come across maybe more than 50 batches of engineers in my career, much more than that, I know that. I have seen our education system has got transformed to such a level that people try to depend on this and this and this all kinds of screens to extract information without even understanding the fundamentals, without going through the first principles approach. My friend, this is the last time you are going to hear, so you are not going to go through training programs anymore. If I have to continue to say you are my training, let me tell you, you can be an engineer. You will never be a successful engineer if you forget your fundamentals. You will never be a successful engineer if you don't go by the first principles approach. I don't say this. The world over, the most prestigious engineering institutions who govern engineering profession are saying, never forget your fundamentals in engineering. Why am I saying this? Because I have seen engineers who just talk out of their head. Right? If you really analyze, finally what they are saying is, if you drop a ball, it's flying up. They bring out arguments to say, if you drop a ball, it won't fall. Or yes, these are the first principles of this, Newton's theory of the gravity. It can fly up. If you really analyze their answer. What am I saying? You don't go by the first principle, this can happen to you. So remember in your life, you can never depart from the first principle. You can never depart from the fundamentals of mathematics, science, and engineering fundamentals. Okay? What do we need our engineers to be? We want our engineers to listen with an open mind and speak up. When required, always in a talking mood, but does not ration words. But we have to speak sense. For you to speak sense, You should have your engine knowledge behind you. You don't know, don't speak. Don't exhibit that you are a fool. Right well. Now, this is another problem with our engineers. I'll come to that in a moment. In my second lecture, I'll also dwell on this with the detail. Right well. Whatever you write, please try to write as much as possible, accurately, grammatically. Correct. So clear and logical writing in whatever they write is very essential. And fiercely careful about accuracy. Why? Why? Once you put anything down in writing, right, you are committed. I can tell you anything here. Go out and say, I never said that. Unless you are recorded and playing back, now these days you can do that. And hold me responsible. But I don't think I can say, I respect my words and all that. I can say that. But if you write, then you are liable for every word of it. Therefore, better be very careful and be accurate in what you are writing. And that I am going to say in the second lecture as well. Good manners. Be courteous and well mannered. දෙකක් දාගත්ත වෙලාවට පාඩයක් දෙන්නට ඕනේ පුදුමකට කියනවා. But if you are representing yourself as an engineer in any board, sometimes we will be on a Maragay or Hongi. Right? People look up to you as engineers. So be well mannered. Certainly. So people judge you, and when they judge you, they judge everybody as what is called as engineer. Dress well. Be smartly dressed to suit their patients. Next time I'm going to do a small, I'm going to go to a very small set of slides. At least for gents like us, how to dress well. I'll go tell you the basics. Read well. Right? When we are small, I am sure our parents said, read, 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 and read. Now, the last thing I see some for engineers is read. That's it. That's it. Sometimes we don't read. I always told my engineers, right? Engineering life is like this. If you want to do any work, 50% of your time can only be devoted to work. And other 50% time you've got to devote for reading. Reading specifications, reading what is required by the client, reading the letters that have come from the client or the contract or anybody. That's all reading. If letters come and if you don't read properly and answer, you can be liable. Your company can be liable for millions of rupees. So you cannot get away from the fact of reading. Don't think, I am an engineer. I have come here to do only work. Let me put my hand and work. Yes, put your hand and work. But remember, if you put 2 hours at the workshop or the field or whatever, doing supervision or whatever, spend 2 hours in reading. Then never get rid of reading. Very, very important in your life, especially when you go up the ladder. How things you have to read now? You even get media reports and news channels, journals, technical reports. When you have something, and if you want to spend your time, don't use this and start playing games. The time is gone for us. I know that a lot of young people are doing this. That's the serious problem in our country. Not only the whole world. Right? But don't do that. Try to make, even if you want to make your this, make use of this to read something useful. I'm not saying it takes me make a balance doing. Right? We also have our free time, we also have our time to enjoy, right? do all that. But when you want to waste your time reading, work hard. No substitute for working hard. Are you ready to face the challenge? Are you ready to face the challenge? Yes. That's a good answer. This is what you say. Are you ready? Aha, good. How many of you are ready now? Now you Pavana. How many of you now? Say yes, man. Oh, yes, let's go. Let me on me to hit the sumo. You guys go home. Let me go home. Are you ready to face the challenge? But there are two rules. There are two rules in this game. Face the challenge confidently, thinking. If I can't, who can? මට බැරි නම් මොන ජගතටද මේක කරන්න පුළුවන්. We patted our back. We have come from a very hard studying regime. We have studied mathematics, which nowhere in the world we are tested like that at A level. I always say the A level is the worst exam in the whole world, right? They put you through the grill, right? They have done all that. Come on. And you have got at least 4 or 5 years behind you in work. So with all that, if you say that I can't, then who can? So go and say, if I can't, who can? If I is going to do this, I can do this. Then you can face the sumo guy. But after winning, after overcoming the hurdle, as engineers in one fraternity, we should be humble enough to say, if I can, who can't? If I can, who can't? That means we have to admire and appreciate the skills of a fellow engineer. He or she is equally capable as I am. For that person, after you get the professional qualification at ISL, become a full member of the ISL, have gone through the same obstacles, same education regime, same fundamentals, same experience. Right? If I can, who can't? That means I forgot it. Okay? So keep these things in mind. If you forget the second one, next time when you meet the sumo, he'll be better trained than you to win you. Because your mind is not there. Okay, now let's get on to very practical things. Professional examination. I have just the candidates on professional experience and knowledge on general issues faced by engineers and the society they work in. I write from the beginning, I've been talking about society that you are there. You got to meet the needs of society, otherwise you are not engineer. If you believe that you are engineers not willing to meet the needs of society, let me tell you, friends, this is the time, at least now, to take a decision to remove all your clothes and not to go near. Put on a robe, go to the jungle, meditate. At least you will have a better life next time now. If you want to be practical engineer, you've got to meet the needs of the society. No escape. No escape. Right. It's comprised of three things. The Viva was saying. Required Viva, for sure. It's an oral examination. Simply means in Latin, tell it in words. Tell it in words. So when you go for an interview, all what you got to do is speak up and tell what you know to the others. Recently, I had an interview still in the TV. I was interviewing a set of people to be recruited. There was this first class boy from the prestigious, from one of the prestigious institutes in Dhaka, engineering graduate, coming from a very good school, right? Where I always questioned him, such a sweet boy, he was become very sweet smile. Smiling at me, but never giving me an answer. I say yes, okay, just say yes. Who knows it? Yes, do the guy reporting? If you cannot express yourself and make yourself understood and tell what you know, you'll be a failure. So therefore, we hold the interview to judge how you can express yourself in words. That's the important finding. A paper is prepared specifically to examine the candidate on the specific experience. So A paper is perhaps the easiest of the three. Because once you finish the oral examination, the interview, you are given a paper. Maybe on the same day or I do it 1 2 or 3 days. I go home and revise and take notes of what he said and then I draft the question. The question is expected to be drafted on what you have said and not on what you have never said. I know some examiners do that. I feel sorry for the candidates who do that. That's very bad. So after you also become mature and you are there in panel, please remember this golden rule. The A paper question has to be on your knowledge and experience. Nothing else. That's the first step. That's the easiest stuff. Then you come to the B paper, which you are now preparing. And you are going to sit, I think, first week of 10th of March or something. Right? And that's what I'm supposed to be speaking about. It's aiming at testing the candidate's knowledge on engineers' role in society and general affairs. The Indian Council UK had a paper called Engineering Society. And I knew some of my colleagues were sitting and they were crying and crying and crying. And they were failing and failing and failing this engineering society paper. I wouldn't blame the party because the party aim for the UK delegates. So very tough for them to pass. So we in ISF, we slightly modified. As I said, the council examines, there is a specific subject called specific subject. We at ISF call it B paper, and we test the knowledge on general issues faced by engineers and the society we work with. We also have general topics, but we also test on your society as well. But we have a syllabus, it's very wide, and related to day-to-day issues we as engineers face in society. Right? How many of you have looked at it? Can you see your hand? B paper? Some past paper? Good. A lot of you have seen that. If you have not seen that, before you at least see, please go and look at the past papers. I can actually serve you the website. But please. Those of you who did not put your hands up, please go and read few of the papers that we prepared. It will be good for you. Have you gone through some of the lectures done in the last year? Because I for the last 4, 5, 6 years we have been doing this very methodically, recording it in the archive. And please listen to them. Spend a couple of hours on a lecture. Pick up some of the interesting ones. I must tell you, some of those people who have done lectures here, they are not doing it anymore for variety of reasons. One person has died, and others have said that they can't. Okay, so you account you people. Please, you have golden opportunity to some of the world best. Yeah, I said world best. Not of the country's best. Different. World best economics and world best maybe industry people speaking, and they are in the archive. I have no match for this. Believe me. Please listen to them. The ideal object to at least listen to. They have wealth, they come with a wealth of knowledge. Alright? So it will do a lot of good if you can listen to some of these lectures. Are you aware of the structural behavior? I'm sure you are aware, but I can go through that. Otherwise, I will not be doing justice. Have you gone through the past papers and attempt to do this and take whatever cooking? Now, some of you in outstation, they have excellent opportunity to do cooking. You know what cooking is, right? It's important that you do that. Get together in groups. Discuss the paper in groups. Throw away your ideas and let them all throw away the ideas and see how they answer and approach the question. I must tell you, I'm not going to be first. And you'll see those results in a moment. Before I finish with it. It's a tough way. The tough way for a variety of reasons. And the reasons also I'm going to tell you. I'm very much disheartened how it has been happening in the past few years. I just can't accept all the stuff. Right? I want you guys to change this. When I come to that, I'll show you this stuff. You'll be very unhappy about this stuff. Right? So, these, at least we have a month now, get together, discuss papers, and ask how do you approach this situation? How do you approach this problem? Because some of these questions you can't avoid because they will not be in the area that you know. And having the syllabus is very vast. There are about 11 questions from which you can pick up. Don't think you have just because you have so many questions, you can answer all of them. Unless, so don't only the electricians get together, get your civil guys, mechanical guys, chemical guys, industrial guys, throw your views in and try to see what is the best way of approaching the problem. I don't know how you can see that. You can see the lecture. The written paper B would be 3 hours duration and will consist of 2 sections. Section 1 will be on engineering ethics and code of conduct. I'm sure I already, as Russell has done this section. He's one of the best people who is capable of doing this thing. Right? And while section 2 will be on topics based on issues taking place in society, both local and foreign, and other spheres other than engines that has direct impact on the society, like economics, and quality assurance, right? And so many other things. Environment, right? This all affects our work. So therefore, you should be aware of that. Out of the questions in section 2, some of these questions will be on topics of general nature, where specific knowledge about the area. Now, if I ask you to write some essay on foreign policy, yeah, never go on diplomatic training, right? So you don't have specific knowledge on what we are talking about, but you should be able to, and about the specific knowledge about the area subjected to the question is not necessarily required to answer it. But candidates are usually asked to analyze, express opinion, give your own comments, giving views, elaboration of a certain issue. So this is where we check. Are you mature enough to become one of us? Do you have the same attributes that you have achieved already with your formation to analyze a given problem, a given situation? What do you think about it? You are not a specialist on that. We know that. But you are supposed to get into that situation and then take a stand. That's what you are looking at. So when we very careful about it, don't take it like on certain issues, take it like that. A candidate who is generally sensitive to what is taking place around him and who can form his opinion about this should be able to answer these questions without hesitation. So you must have very wide knowledge. I always say, keep your ears to the ground. You know what you what to go? Right? Listen to what is happening in the ground. Don't be walking above the ground. If a bus gets late, check why the bus is getting late. The trains are getting late, check why the trains are getting late. If there's something going wrong in a particular project, check what is going wrong in that particular project, why and what has led to that. Why are these people shouting today? I'm sorry, I will talk about this. Just now today at I think midday news, there was a news item saying all the villagers in the Kukleka area have approached the Kukleka office and it has not been occupied by Chinese. They have taken over and they're leaving. Check why. Why do people take that kind of attitude? What has gone wrong? These are very important. Be sensitive to the issues and the problems in our country. We are not going to ask you politics, right? We have a lot of problems. But a candidate who is generally sensitive to what is taking place around him and who can form his opinion about them should be able to answer these questions without any difficulty. The other questions will be based on specific pre-defined areas. That is where, if you are not a civil engineer and you have civil engineering problem, better talk to some civil engineers and try to understand. Candidates are required to answer 4 questions, selecting 1 from section 1 and 3 from the other section. Candidates can select any mix of questions irrespective of the type in section 2. So section 2 is free, about 10 or 11 questions. You can select anything. The habit basis, where some candidates, now I think it's going far less, have attempted to ask the first 2 questions in section 1. Sorry, my dear friends, if you do that, you have minus 1 question. You have to think it. Very easy. Only 1 from section 1 and 3 from section 2. Maybe in your rush, you get so attached to the section 1, you start asking those questions. Not allowed, you will get marks. Each question will carry 25 marks. And the minimum pass mark is 50. IESL will be testing you on communication skills, the art of communicating clearly, concisely, and intelligibly in English, not any other language. So, next time I talk how to write and speak in English. The art of structuring an answer, the beginning, the body, and the conclusion, presentation and the flow, transition from one point to another, proper use of paragraphs. I'm giving some examples of bad answers with the extra straight from their papers, right? Proper use of paragraphs, writing grammatically correct English. Difficult, I know. So what to do? What to do? Right? spelling, writing answers to the point. This is what irritates me more. Once I was correcting a set of questions formed by a nice gentleman, and once the papers are done, unfortunately he passed away. So I had to take his travel with him and have a good look at it. Even that I also listened to his lecture, right? And there was a question about conflict resolution. And in one place he says one method of conflict resolution is having a meeting. Then he goes on to describe how a meeting is conducted, how the people are called for the meeting, everything. This particular person, you remember that very famous story of the young boy? He has asked to write the essay about the horse. He will start writing, write an essay on the horse. He has never seen the horse in his life. He knew that it's an animal. So what did he write? මගේ තාත්තාට අස්සෙක් සිටියේ. තාත්තා සමදාම රැයට අස්සයක් නැන්දා මගේ ඉස්සරහම ගහේ බඳිනවා. අඹ ගහ හරිෂෝ. අඹ ගහෙන් ගෙඩියනවා. අඹ ගහේ කොළ දිනනවා. අපේ අම්මා අඹ ගහට ගලලා බෙදරලක් කට ගහලා එල්ලනවා වෙදී. අර කොහෙද යන්නේ මන්නේ කො? Where are you going? Forget in the basket. Where are you going? Forget in the basket. Friends, believe me, I am in this business about at least 15 years, correcting your business. So I know what you're talking about. Please take this into your head. First, try to understand the question. Try to understand the question. You may be given a paragraph to read or something, some problem is being described. Don't get attached to the problem. Get attached to the question. Out of the problem. So sometimes you see, they write what I have written and they go and describe what I have written. I am asking a question. There's always a question, a query, an opinion to be expressed, a problem to be analyzed. It's not easy. It's not a joke. Sometimes, when I write a small paragraph and ask them to analyze the situation, they go on describing what I have described. Over and over again. To the best of their ability. Sorry, they are going to be smart. So what we are checking is the ability to analyze. What we are checking is the ability to give an opinion. What we are analyzing is, what we are checking at is your ability to critically evaluate the situation. That is what is all about in the detail. That's why we say, you may not be expert in all of it, but as an intelligent and mature engineer, you should be able to face that situation. You have a complex problem. You are able to solve complex problems. That's what we are for. That's how we are for. To analyze complex problems. So no mercy. Sorry, no mercy. Ethics and code of conduct. Please refer to all ISL publications, and if you want, you can read some of the literature on Indian Council UK. Then there's the National Society for Engineers around it, which has a large number of engineers, and they put up a lot of publications. Right? Go to the internet, browse them, some of them are free. Try to understand the code of ethics, code of conduct. I'm sure Russell did a lot of talking, but you need to read those points, right? Issues affecting the society. So, social issues, economic issues, political factors, gender issues, behavioral styles, national development, industry, commerce, all may not be covered by the lecture, right? Role and responsibility of engineers as a member of society and as a professional, public sector of engineers, strengths, opportunities, risks and profession, all these things you must try to master at least a little. Role of the civil society, environmental issues, emerging technologies, international affairs, government national policy, and Sri Lankan economy, major infrastructure projects taking place and plans for the future. You will be discussed. maybe ground floor, and the papers are there for you to attend. Also listen to lectures and on specific topics arranged by ISF from time to time, and in the series of lectures that has last few years with few questions will directly be based on this. Why do students fail in PQ? This is like I qualified tell you why. So this is what I have extracted from your now. So really, candidates, I must be candidates. Do not work hard and prepare adequate to meet the requirement. And visit perhaps in school with your some other exam. They do not read technical literature. National newspapers they will not read. International journals seem to be not interested in topics other than their own area of specialization. I had a case where this guy was, I must say, brilliant. Still I can say it was very brilliant. Not a brilliant, but a very brilliant. 100% dedicated to the job. But he had difficulty in passing the PR. I knew why. Then I advised him. First, he did not accept my advice. He believed that he is a super engineer, which he was, and having this engineering knowledge and analyzing and finding answers and doing work 24/7, my God, sweating and fuming and sweating over problems. Some of them we had was enough. When it comes to any social issue, comes to any political matter, you say, Bashar, you are political. I am a political. Why do you want to waste your time to bring in those issues? But the problem was, as he faced the PR 145. Finally, he realized. Right? He started talking to us, talking to others, and finding out why he is sick. Then he found. It's a real true story. So, it is very important that you have a very good broad knowledge and view of the society. Problem faces candidates. The problem faces candidates and the weakness have been identified to be the following. Poor reading habits. I cannot tell you anything more than this. If you have very poor reading habits, I guarantee you, you fall in that category where I would like to say. I like you to even today start reading. What you have not read may be lying on your table for some time. Spend a lot of time at this now. Pick up those old files, old reports that some people are talking to you. Not read, thrown away, or something drama. Pick them up and read. It will hold on good for you. Lack of knowledge on common affairs, especially politics, economics, and social issues. They are very important. Inability to correctly understand the question, I can't tell you more than that. Inability to structure a response to a question. Now, once again, for the first time in my life, I came across the paper which to me looked on the first page one of the best questions, answers I could read. My expectation level rose from up to about 90% expecting a very good answer. What? I've heard about mind mapping, right? I've heard about it. I've read about it. This particular person, before attempting the question, was mind map. Nice flowchart, beautiful mind map. That's the first time, believe me, that's the first time in my life I've read and understood a mind map. What a mind map is all about. With a lot of expectations, I turned the leaf over, just 1.5 pages of written work, try to read. Right? True enough, there are some symbols of the mind map there. I was at a loss to find out where his mind was in the first place. I could not give any marks. So structuring the question is good, but your structure doesn't explain what is in your mind. So put that in writing in a structured manner. Yes. What I feel is that person respects good amount of 20 minutes or something to write the mind map. So get used to writing answers. That's why it's important that you attempt the past paper. If you want, you can send me some of your answers to solve the question by email if you have time. I'll do my best to tell you where I have gone wrong or right. I'm happy to do that for you. Inability to structure a response to question, inability to write clearly and concisely, problem with the English language. You'll see that in the lot of examples in the next lecture. To overcome this problem, series of lectures are conducted about 3 months before PR examination. Now I think only 1 month. ISL hopes that the series of lectures extracted in the evidence resources will help candidates to overcome their weaknesses before the examination and enable them to face the paper with great degree of confidence. IESL doing chart. What do you have to do? Attend these lectures as much as possible. If you miss it, look them up in the website. Read articles of national interest, especially on engineering related issues and issues that impact the national economy, international relations, environment, etc. If you have not read so far this kind of articles, try to find them and read them. You get a good overview. It will prepare you to ask the people. Attempt the past papers and write answers to those questions and check with the resource person if they would like to have feedback on your answer. I will most certainly do so, of course, on any subject, while then I'm confident. Otherwise, I try to ask it on some of my friends who might try to help me. I can't guarantee that. If you are not quite confident in English, please follow an English course. So I try to do that now. Only 1 month to go, but you'll hear what is next in my second lecture. Because simply, English is not our mother tongue. Our parents are talking Tamil or Sinhala. Or maybe few others, some other small variants of other languages. Right? We were not born to parents who are speaking English from the day one. So are we at fault? No. We are proud about that. But unfortunately, our language, our communication, engineering, in this particular institution is English. You can't get away from that. You've got to go to the heart and try to study English. You want to have a crash course at least to write. Do that. Do that. Come in some time. So I'm not going to have to skip all this. Now, why are we putting you in this project series? Why are we challenging you? To show that you are capable, competent people, worthy of being called chartered engineers, worthy of being called fully professionally qualified engineers of the year. Why? Who is responsible? Who is responsible? Come on, tell me, who is responsible? Everybody is dumb again, huh? Who is responsible? Huh? Who is responsible? Problem? Who is responsible? Team of engineers. What kind of engineers? I actually get the answer I want, but I just want to get it right. Who is responsible? Huh? Who is responsible? I said who is responsible? Huh? Don't know. Come on. Who is responsible? We are. I'm happy that you said don't blame the civil engineers. These entirely the fault of electrical engines of which have been nothing but electrical engine issues. And how many of such things we hear in the news, right? And that I really don't also talking about a cable manufacturer. Just now when I was coming, I heard the advertisement. මාත්‍යාගේ මේ මම ඊයකින් දැක්ක කියලා අර්ථයක් කරන්නේ නේද? Our fire. Electrical engineers are responsible. Same. Hey, who is responsible then? How? Huh? Who? Who? Nonsense. The civil engineers who decided to believe in dead and gone 50 years ago. Huh? Maintenance engineer? That's not a category. Who is responsible? No, they are dead gone, my dear boy. You can believe. Otherwise, I would say again. So, can you break it through? No. Who is responsible? Who is responsible? Still, I get the correct answer. Right? Municipal engineers, why did they allow this building in port to be kept like that for such a long time and it is collapsed? The CMC engineers, it's the responsibility of the regulatory body that governs the building construction and where seeing that those buildings are safe for everyone to use are responsible. They should have properly advised that you need to be demolished or not. Why are they receiving hefty amounts of tax from the local authority? So local authorities are supposed to look at these things. Because as I said, you can by looking at this building, you don't blame those poor engineers who lived about 100 years ago. They are dead and gone. They never thought that it would be used like this. So don't blame them. The present day engineers who are supposed to be looking at the health of the buildings in this area. This is going to be one of the worst human-made disasters. Engineers-made disasters. This is Dhaka. You know funny thing? He said that our ancestors came from West Bengal. Right? Doesn't it look like a place in Sri Lanka? Right? When something happens, what do the Sri Lankans do? They run and to see what is happening. Right? See the amount of people watching this. Ever seen this in some other countries? Only the people who are rescuing are there. Other people keep away. If you can rescue them, somebody, then go there. Otherwise, don't go there just to see. This is what our people also do. So we are very close to the Bengali. See, multitude of people. Hundreds of thousands of people. And 1,300 people, 1,100 people died in one incident. Where is this? There is this. It is China. Right? And I regret myself if this picture came up in having funny time. There's a very funny caption on there. Maybe they want to hit at the time. Maybe. I don't know. A very funny quotation caption of this picture. I only took the picture, I forgot to take the caption. Right? So we can laugh at the Chinese until you see it. There it is. There it is. You know this thing? Yeah. When? Huh? Tulihan. Sama yang home product. That's one. Yeah. That is one. That's one. You are from that. You are from the area. Yeah. Tulihan. So can we afford to laugh at others? Right? I am not pointing fingers at anyone of our. We are all here. So is it a surprise that we at ISS telling you what we start in here? Better we start in here. We will not allow this to happen in our country. We will not allow us this to happen in our country. Right? One thing is the number of people working that place. Can they do anything except to watch? Right? These are causes of that. I'm not blaming them, but I think we should also change our culture to think that we do something proactively and not to see these kind of things happening in our country. So that is why we are putting you through this meeting. We are putting you through this agony. We want you to be engineers with credibility, with conviction that what you are doing is right. It's all rested earlier, inquiring mind, and going from the fundamental first principles approach. Or this which have also been built quite some time ago. But then why didn't anybody take action to at least stop people going across that bridge? Surely our engineers are capable of checking the health of a bridge or a building or whatever. Right? So has something gone wrong. The problem is, I showed you three categories of engineering practitioners. Unfortunately, I don't have time to go through these three categories. The first category are the engineers. The second category are the technologists. And the third category are the technicians. You saw the first picture in the building, of course, that's not a Sri Lankan building, but there are many Sri Lankan buildings wired by technicians. Nothing more than technicians. Not even technologists, leave alone engineers. Who is that for? You may say, what is that for? I don't think so. Sometimes you allow these things to happen. Sometimes it may be now within our purview not to allow that to happen. But we just turn a blind eye. Just turn a blind eye. You can't do that. You can't do that. If you even see something wrong happening in engineering, I was very happy. I was very, very happy. I was in the council of the ISL at that time, and later came to the council, written by a civil engineer. When he was just going on the road, he saw some of towers being towers being erected by a contractor using unclean water to mix the concrete. The picture, along the picture, sent a letter to the council. That kind of engineers do not appreciate. I immediately contacted the project manager involved, sent him the picture, and asked them to break the concrete. Asked them to break the concrete. We have evidence that he has not been putting the concrete in the proper way. So these fellows will put all the concrete and they run away after they collect their money. We will finally face the business. Not the team, everybody will. There can be a power failure and not few may face the business. So we got to be responsible as well. Don't think you are poking your nose into other people's business. You see something wrong happening in engineering. Please do something about it. Do something about it. Right? You're not going to be responsible people. So, but are we prepared to face the challenge? I said we are challenging you in asking you to do it. But we should be able to face the challenge. Can we confidently say that we engineers in Sri Lanka will not let this happen again? Unfortunately, last couple of years, there were 3 buildings collapsing almost around Colombo, starting to survive They also been class methodology. Unheard of in the past. We were laughing at the Bengalis for man-made disaster. But slowly but surely creeping into Sri Lanka. Dangerous situation. Electrocution level has not gone down. We have not been able to curb that. Buildings catching fire, we have not been able to curb that. So the answer is, my dear friend, is in your hand. Each one of us. Each one of us. We are all responsible. Can ISL assure that our current engineers are in a position to avoid this kind of disaster? The answer is in your hand. How about some general knowledge questions? Because I said you need to have them. I spoke enough about engineering. Now what is this? Seeker. Power, seeker, power. That's it. What is seeker? What does seeker stand for? We can shout about seeker on the road that the seeker is bad, seeker is bad. Do we know what seeker is? Because others have a problem. You know, we engineers must understand what we are talking about. What is seeker? How many of us would have shouted against seeker? Is there anybody who knows seeker? Yeah. Huh? No. Huh? Yeah. So what does seeker stand for? He's one. He's one. Okay. Who has known? Right? Who has known? Come on. Right? Never use acronyms to do it. We talk about acronyms, we practice. So easy, right? This is okay. What is it? Again? From the economic partnership scholarship. One of you do that. Right? So better know these things, what you're talking about. I'm just putting these things to show you how much you don't know. How much you don't know. We are using these terms. Let me tell you something from my own experience. I'll never use any of the acronyms if I don't know. Immediate as compiler, go anywhere, somewhere, and somehow find what those letters stand. Otherwise, it will become a bit of a problem. Yeah, just imagine you go and talk to in the village or something at a Mahuli or Mahulmani or something. A feedback, the Mara, I think it's a Mara, I won't be the devil, people can't have people. And if you're putting in the level, feedback and because answer there. Feedback. I'll keep at the level. So better be careful, my dear friends. From today onwards, never use anything that you do not know. Never talk about anything that you don't know. Okay. What is NATO? No action talk on. What is NATO? Huh? Is that the Come on. Yes. Not Atlantic. Huh? We talk about it. You are not good. You should know. North Atlantic Treaty Organization, but all Sri Lankans belong to this organization because no action talk on it. That is Sri Lanka. You ask some Sri Lankan anything. I must have a mother writing. He must have global warming. And he doesn't be a club in North America or a parent. He me white girl. They somehow find a reason to say something. Sri Lanka. No action. Talk on it. Anyway, thank you. Not that Treaty Organization. GATT. What is GATT? Story, import, export, no thing. For heaven's sake. What is GATT? I'm sure you have come across these kind of efforts so many times over. Why didn't you at least take the time to look at this? Everybody wrote that. Very smart. Smart. Anybody? What is that? General agreement on trade and tariff. When they all agree how to set tariffs, which means import taxes, export taxes. So there are rules, right? General agreement on trade and tariff. What is SAFTA? SAFTA Kanya. SAFTA. South Asia, not Pacific, South Asia, preferential trade agreement. I'm sure this other one is the SAFTA. What is SAFTA? You know SAFTA. Huh? Free trade agreement. Right. Now, this is the chart I hate to look at. Look at the performance. Look at the bottom line. I'm so happy that we put it up to 63% because this was after about 3 years after it started this way. I can't understand why it is going down again. Last time it was 47%. So here, you don't take care of yourself. One, maybe two of you are going to say. One, maybe two of you are going to say. We don't like it. Please remember, we don't like it. Don't think we are happy with it. I'm personally not at all happy with this performance. Please take care. Please do your utmost to bring this up to something that I was aiming at one time I was aiming at 25%. When I was here, when you were here, we are aiming at 25%. So I wish you to at least 25% pass. I'm a disappointed man today. I don't want to happen. So please do some service to the ISS. Please do a service to yourself. Put all your effort for the next 4 weeks. Right? Forget about all your parties, drinking, boosting parties, everything. Your children's work, your family work. They say, I'm studying around this. Putting a high school after, starting down. Oh, putting on school after. No problem till this. You are sitting for a very serious exam. Not a big exam. You saw that, right? And we are not happy with this. We are not happy with this. I am extremely sorry. This morning I saw this. I was shocked. I was really shocked to see this. So please take care. Do your best and get as much as possible. How many exams we have faced? Maybe 100. From the day we started our school. How many exams? 100. But unfortunately, these so-called mature engineers are worse than grade 5 scholarship exam candidates. You see, these are all very real cases what I have put. Please don't make this kind of at least simple mistake. You may write a nice answer, but you make this simple mistake. I have been very strict with this IS, but they now with lenient now. I'm going to put up again. At one time I said, if any of these students make this mistake, we just take a mark. I did that. And even if that it was right, now look at what. So write the correct question number. So we asked to write in one single book, and that because they are sent to separate people, right? So sometimes these questions go to the wrong person, and sometimes the questions look similar, and halfway down the road only that they realize they are asking the wrong question. To write the correct question number, they write question number 5 and answer question number 6. How irresponsible people can be? Should we give them marks? This is my question. I told them to give 0 marks. Right? Write the correct question number, otherwise it goes to wrong examiner for marks. To write the correct index number in all pages, sometimes the pages might get off, then we have start writing. There are cases who don't write the index number at all. There was a case where some of these secretaries were trying to match the answer script and to read the handwriting and try to find out who has written it. And stop it. Don't do this bad thing. Right? To write the correct question number to which they have asked, some do not read the page. That's the summary sheet, proper handwriting, very difficult to read. There are instances where the examiner has given 0 marks if they could not read writing. I am dealing with the subject at the second lecture. Handwriting sure I have, but I'll see for the night later that you can read, right? There's a small trick in that. So let's talk about that later. Read the instructions clearly before start writing. Some answer 5 minutes, some answer more specific, etc. If there's a candidate who keeps on asking for 7C, that person has a nervous disorder and that person can't write. I told ISL to give him, he says he can write. Your computer and ask to write, I know that problem solved. I don't think that we can do that to everybody. So there are actually 1 or 2 cases like that in 100 or 200 or 300 or 1000. But almost can write. But I'll tell you how to write if your handwriting is bad. So themes and the coverage, the introduction I am doing. Properties I think I already gone to. Again, society we are having a lecture. Then science and environment we are having 2 eminent people from the environmental side. I know both of them. I don't know this guy, but I know the second guy, the examiner, is a good friend of mine. So he's on economics and national policy, international affairs. As I said before earlier, we had a retired diplomat, one of the best in the world, right? Physical and infrastructure. They are done in 2 or 3 sessions, both electrical and civil. Emerging technologies. I don't think we have a lecture now. Quality assurance, we used to have. Infrastructure energy, infrastructure telecom and IT. Management behavior and social sciences. And I'm saying the last one, very top and high. So I'm not kind of saying that you come at this in my presentation. This is available for you, the library, in the web. You would like to see some of these things and see how you can overcome your own problems. So this is a schedule. I'm sure you know this schedule. I thought I'll just show you how to cases. It's almost time now. So this is the paper. So these are all the instructions are given, and section 1 has 2 questions on code of ethics. Right? Answer only 1 question from section 1, and these are see how many questions are there. Discuss the main 4 essential general management skills. So that's on general management. Second one is on ICT. Fifth one is on water infrastructure. A big paragraph written, and there will be a question at the end. Question 6. Borrowed capital. So these on economics. Industrial revolution and the late 18th century past. So you see 4 whole lot of general questions are there. Fossil fuel, finite resources, these are all the petroleum resources. What do you understand by sustainable development? Obviously coming from me. The question is about electricity infrastructure. Critically discuss ECA. Of course, this is important. ECA ගැන අපි කෑගන්න ECA ගැන ඉවත් දන්නේ Economic and Technology Cooperation Agreement between India and Sri Lanka. ECA. Never resolving conditions for people in modern world has been. Yeah, this is what technology advancement. So that's it. I am ready to answer a couple of questions. If you have. Otherwise, thank you very much for listening. You can ask me a couple of minutes. Nobody wants to ask questions? Too lazy? You have to go home? Yeah. You want to ask something? Yeah. I would expect 4 pages. I don't know. You have about water and water. You have enough time to think about it, organize yourself, and write a good thing. I would generally expect at least 3.5 pages to go. Right? There was a question if I had, I'm still trying to get that question paper in my hand. I could not. I had a lot of different findings. How to visualize it? Started from the last page, on this page, what kind of idea is that? So, yeah. This is my question. When I was there, unique memory is written here, how do I believe me, like I tell life on my wife. Or I don't tell life to you, right? I'm still trying to get that whether that this is how I should start from here. Then I think wait here. Then from here. I still can't understand. How is handwriting? Right? And what kind of writing is that? The only person I came about in my whole early of 4 years of I've just to be right? But are there any other questions that you like to ask? So I don't know whether you can go right? So something like that you can stay enough time. Yeah. Absolutely. Because I look at you ask you a question. You know, I'm a guy who has very strong will, right? I'm a guy who has very strong will concept, right? Of my profession. So I gave a very controversial question. And there was a person who wrote exactly opposite to what I believe. That person in that particular year was the best mark of 85% for that person. Right? That is how the examiner should be. You have an argument that person brought out so clearly, so nicely. Never happened. Right? Enough facts to back up that person. I would find that concept. Right? So I didn't do that for the world. So those I would kind of really mark on me, but later on I found I was so keen to find out this person. I asked the person's name and so they generally don't like opinion. You have different viewpoints, right? That's natural. But I was told that I gave a mark. So that person was so convincing. That person started. But to go back Anything else? Anybody else? Any question? I tried to do a lot of market criteria. I don't know if it's rule. I suppose the market criteria from the data. And a lot of people oppose that because we can't spend the time on the market. Generally, we get check on the what shows. That means we don't have perfect system, but we can get we have to as much as possible. Then the fact, the arguments you bring up is not fact, not what right? You have these registers, right? So no imagination and writing service. The fact is correct English, and more important than anything else, in my own opinion, the way you build up your argument, the way you build up your answer, the way you build up and find some truth, actually, I'm talking about that in the second section after how to write intelligently, right? It's one to do what right? But I say, if you want to do some things on the picture, if you have research to opinion in that case, just show to the they have a problem. What I have just done. Why can't I get so much to this? I know there are people who are difficult here. I'm not trying to show you an right? There are people who will know that you may think that they are this, right? But they are this. It can be much better. At least I can open these guys. Please tell these fellows in my question, if they are waiting for you, try to come and check that person's answer with me and find out why I give high marks or low marks. I am willing to see that person and say why I gave or different marks. Okay. So I hope we can do that one day in my lecture. Then we have to test it. No point failing and making perfect. All the time we need to help you guys to come how far. So yeah. I won't be right? That means you have to jump back. No, I mean not the same that right? And right? How much do you think you are confident in the answer? Questions are complicated and big verbal. So we definitely important to answer questions. So make use of the good point that needs to get up at least the answer. Because you three pages at least. Right? So when you say 2.5 pages, you say no. Then you are not done enough analysis. Not gone to the next. That is what we will write. Sometimes I see answers 7.5 pages. I think that is correct. With I think on the surface, ours also 9%. 24. We are challenging you. Let us keep that in mind. IBS is challenging you to the maximum for the last time we have done. Make sure that you do things right. So, unlike other people who have ABD, that I can do that. Right. Now, you take like anything. You are not up to the mark with the you be measured. Here, the engineers can do everything and find the result and the result and what to know. That's what I can do. I hope you appreciate that because we don't want bad things for the engineers. Okay, if there are no other questions, there is a question actually. able to answer. I think I have exhausted our time. Thank you very much for your previous and sharing some unkind words to you and telling you to think. Okay, I totally respect.